We're in a familiar text tonight. Am I on? Did I turn it on?
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Brother Frank was preaching Wednesday night, and he explained Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, and I thought, oh man. But as he explained it, I don't have to. But anyways, trust. It can't be half-hearted. Either it's full trust or just clouded with suspicion. So as we face everyday challenges of life, as we look for answers in deep, difficult problems, let's put our full trust in the Lord. Let's ask for His wisdom and His guidance as we make our choices. Let's give Him praise for the good in our life and seek His blessings for the days ahead. We talked about this morning seeking His blessings and trying getting His blessings. Well, we should do that because He longs to bless us, to bless our lives both now and forever. And that's what we're talking about tonight. But you can't really read it up there on the board, but it says, put your full trust in the Lord. You can't put your full trust in man because man will fail you. You can't put your full trust in anything else other than the Lord because He is perfect and no one else is perfect. No one else you're going to come across is perfect. If they say they're perfect, well, you know they're a liar because nobody's perfect. If they say they haven't sinned, you know they're a liar because they just sinned by saying they never sinned. Because the Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. None of us are perfect. We can strive for perfection. We can hope to be as good as we can. We don't have to sin. We talked about that before. You make the choice to sin, but you know what? Every now and then, we make that choice to do that. Even though we know we shouldn't be doing it. Well, the first thing is, trust in the Lord. Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 13. And again, I put my trust in Him, and again, behold, I and the children which God hath given me. We can trust God in every situation that we experience. God is always in complete control. That's the thing about God. If we were able to walk with Jesus when He was here on this earth, no matter what He had to face, like we talked about last Sunday night, He had to feed 5,000 people, and He just had a little boy's lunch. I would have been panicking. I would have been in panic mode. What are we going to do here? How are we going to do this? I can imagine He was completely calm. Don't worry about it, fellas. I'll take care of it. That's the kind of guy like you. Ever been around somebody like that? No matter what you have to face, don't worry about it. We can do this. I'll take care of it. I've been around some people like that, and even when it seemed like, man, there's no way out. There's no way we're going to get by with this. There's no way we're going to get out of this. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. I was thinking we were buying some stuff for camp, which is coming next week. Brother Harrison and I, we went out to lunch the last Thursday of last month. I think it was last Thursday. Usually it's on Thursday. And he told me that he was going to go to camp, but some things happened and they can't go. And he was all excited about going to camp. He said, I said, when's the last time you've been at camp? He said, well, when's the last time you were there? I said, well, I was there a couple of years, 2 years ago. He said, no, I mean, when's the last time we went? I said, that was a long time ago. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. He said, well, just think about the last time you got in trouble at camp. That was probably the last time I was there. And I said, yeah. And I said, you said, we could do whatever we wanted just as long as nobody got hurt. He said, well, I didn't really mean that, but I said that. And I can remember I was there, and I was in my 20s, and I was old. Too old to be running around. I ran out, and I heard Brother Don Foster coming. He was walking. I heard his keys. He always had keys on. Give himself away every time. I hid under a bush. And it was dark. It was about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And he walks over and he says, I know there's somebody in the bush. I don't know how he knew that. Must have been God. He said, I know there's somebody in the bush. I think I know who it is. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to the bathrooms and make sure that the bathrooms, nobody's in the bathrooms. Then I'm going to walk back to this bush. If you're still here, you're going to wish you hadn't been. So he walks to the bathroom. It's about 100 yards away. And I'm thinking as he's walking away, Do I hide under a different bush? No, he found me in this one. It's pitch black. He didn't have a flashlight. You know what? I think I'm going to go back to my cabin. And as I'm walking back to the cabin, I hear the keys. And I just step inside the door. Well, he steps inside the other side of the cabin. And he said, Brother Gary, there was somebody out there under a bush. I said, yeah, I took care of it. They're in the cabin. Don't even worry about it, Brother Don. He said, thank you. I knew I could count on you. I said, you bet, brother. And then when he left, I went back on. So anyways, we had a good, the best thing that ever happened. It was bad, but it was good. It was bad, but it was good. And I think Brother Roger was there when this happened, and Brother Johnny Foster. I think Roger. Well, probably it was Roger. They had a bell that they ring for dinner time.
Oh, yeah.
And they flipped the bell upside down and put a bunch of watermelon in it, out of the rind. A bunch of water, just loose watermelon in it. And Brother Don would ring that bell every morning at about 7 o'clock. Well, he went to ring that bell, and here it comes. And you know what? And as soon as he rang that bell, you hear a bunch of feet scattering. Everybody went out there to see it. Everybody knew about it. They were hiding, and that watermelon came down. And he was just standing there. He just stood there for a minute, and then he looked up at the bell. Yeah, it was all completely over, so that's done. And he took his glasses off, and he wiped his face, and you could hear people just like cockroaches just back to their cabin. And he comes down. I couldn't help it. He comes down, and I walk out. Brother Don, what happened? He said, he said, you know, somebody filled that bell full of watermelon and turned it when it was upside down, and I didn't notice it. I said, man, who would do something like that? He stopped and looked at me over his glasses. He said, I got a couple ideas. I said, brother, it wasn't me. He said, yeah, but you know who did it, don't you? I said, I got to go back to my cabin. And I walked out. I wasn't going to give him up, you know. But, man, that was so funny. But anyways, so if you're up campus here, before you ring the bell, make sure you look up. They tried to do it with water, but the water didn't the bell, you know, where it hits on the clevis. And so they were standing there, and they said, maybe we should put watermelon in it. That won't run out too bad, will it? No, but we can't put it in there too soon. And they said, well, maybe we should do it about 5 o'clock, or maybe 6. And they said, yeah, 6 o'clock. Better. It's only been an hour, only so much to run down. And yeah, that's good. But let's get back to this. Trust in the Lord. We can trust in God in any situation we experience. God is always in complete control. He will always lead us in the correct direction. God will never lead us astray. If you follow Him with complete trust, we will make it to heaven after this life. The devil will try to get us off track. You know anybody that's ever tried to get you off track? The devil will try to get you off. He will lead you to destruction if you're not careful of him. Don't worry, I've got everything under control. Every time I've heard that, something has happened. Don't worry, this will work. Every time I've heard that, if I haven't had complete trust in somebody, I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. Have you ever had a friend when you're growing up, you know what, I'll do it if you'll go with me. Don't do it. Because when he gets caught, he's going to give you up. That's happened a lot. It happened a lot to me. Some of you know Paul Reed. He always say, well, I'll do it if you'll go with me. Mistakes I made as a young person, as a child. I should have never did that. But the devil doesn't want you to follow God. He will put whatever he can in your path to stop you. He doesn't want you to follow God. He doesn't want you to see the blessings of God. There's sometimes those things are more intriguing and they catch your attention. I remember, I'm not sure if it was Jonathan or one of the boys, they were playing baseball or t-ball for the first time. I think it was Jonathan. Now I think about it. And he was in the outfield. And he started watching a butterfly. He's following a little butterfly. And the ball was hit out there, and everybody was yelling, Jonathan! He was following that butterfly. And the coach yelled, he looked back, somebody already got out and got the ball. simple thing just caught his attention. I've seen that happen. You know, especially when they're the T-ball players. You know, I've seen some of them out there that just sit down. Ball's not coming to him. Watching the stand. It's hot out here. You know, I remember the first time I think it was Austin and Nolan. They went out there. They just sat down. Kevin said, "What were you sitting down?" "It was hot, Dad. It was really hot out there. Nobody was hitting the ball to me." It's just the littlest thing. You know, they just get off the ball. You know what? Sometimes that's how we are. Just the littlest thing catches our attention, and before long, we're out here where we're not supposed to be, just following that little thing that's got our attention. And you know, and then when something happens, comes you know. There's always that one. When the ball's hit, T-ball, everybody goes through it. But there's always that one. It's just following something else. He's got his own agenda. If he could just catch that butterfly, he could get back to the game. You know? I was thinking about that. Yesterday I was watching the playoffs for college World Series. And they hit one out. This guy was coming right for him. It was a nice pop-up. And the sun got in his face. And he raised his glove up, and the ball hit him right here in the shoulder. He couldn't even see it. I thought, yeah, he was watching a butterfly. But you know, that's how sometimes the littlest thing can get us off track. Instead of watching the ball, something else that's insignificant, not even having to do with the game, will get us off track. Well, number 2, tell God the desires of your heart. The Bible tells us in Psalm chapter 37 and verse 4, "Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thy heart." He will give you the desire. He knows what you like. He knows what you dislike. And he will give you the desires of your heart. If you want to help, He wants to help you, and yes, He knows what you're thinking. But why not express the desires of your heart with Him? The Bible says in 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7, "Casting all your care upon Him, because He careth for you." Why not tell Him why not give Him the desire? I mean, yeah, He can read your mind. But you know what? My wife knows I love her. You know, but it's nice for me to tell her every now and then. Just kind of reassure her. She likes to hear that. I like to hear when she says, "I love you." And I said, "No, I love you more." And she said, "I love you more." And he turns into a fight. But I mean, you know, but you like to hear that. Well, you know what? I think God likes to hear from us. He likes to, just like I said on the front of the thing, you know, God speaks to those who take time to listen, and He listens to those who take time to pray. He wants to hear from us. He wants to know how we feel, what we like and what we dislike. But be careful. The devil wants to know also. Because he wants to put those things in your path that you dislike to knock you off course. God, He cares about you and what you like and what you dislike. He wants to bless you. Why don't we just let Him? He wants to bless you. And you know what? We could go through the crowd and we could say, name one thing that God has blessed you with. And I guarantee you nobody will be able to say just one thing. Well, let me think for a minute. And then they'd say that, maybe say that one thing, and then they'd have to expound on it. Because you know how God just takes control of us, and He takes good care of us, and He's in complete control, and He knows exactly what's best for us. Sometimes we think we know what's best. But you know, we don't stand close to what God knows. Can He read your thoughts? Yes. Like I said, your wife knows you love her, but sometimes you need to tell her that you love her. I think maybe He's a friend that's closer than a brother according to the Bible, that we need to treat Him like a good friend. Not treat Him like somebody that we just need when we're in trouble. Like an insurance policy. We've goofed up. I doubt very seriously anybody, unless you just purchased insurance, have pulled out your insurance policy and just looked it over. I doubt anybody in here, unless you just bought insurance, or unless you just got in an accident today, you may have pulled it out and made sure you have coverage. But you know what? So that's how some people treat God. They never talk to Him. They never read the letter that He sent to them, the Bible. They come and they hold down a pew, but that's all they do. Don't want to get too involved. But boy, I'm telling you, when something happens, whoa! Just like that insurance policy was blowing out. Well, let me see here. Let me go. God, now, you know, I know I haven't really been talking to you much. I know I haven't really been saying a whole lot. But I need you to help me. if that was you, if I never talked to you, I said you were my friend, and I never talked to you. I never came to see you. Never called you. Never wrote you any letters. But when I needed some money to borrow, oh man, you were my best friend. Huh? When I needed somebody to help me out of a situation, and I have one phone call, I'm going to call you. Because I went down my list, I'm thinking, well, that guy's mad at me, and that guy, I didn't do him right, and that guy, I haven't talked to him in months. And, you know, the thing about God is, as I said, is He knows you. He can read your mind. Whether you want to act like it or not, whether you really believe, really have trust in Him or not, He knows if it's real. He knows if it's fake. He knows if you're just putting on the dog for your wife, or putting on the dog for your husband, or just, I want my kids to be in church, so that's the only reason I'm coming. He knows. He knows. He knows what you're thinking right now. He knows what you're thinking as I said that statement. He knows. Put your faith and trust in Him. He is the man that's thinking closer than a brother. We need to delight ourselves in the Lord to receive the desires of to receive the desires of our heart. I'm happy I know God knows me. And you know what? I'm not perfect. I told you in the beginning, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I get frustrated very quickly. I get impatient. I start asking a lot of questions. I need every question I ask answered. Remember Melissa, she was going to have, I think it was Abby. And I'm not really, fellas, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really one to go to all the ultrasound deals or all the doctor visits. That's just not my cup of tea. But she said, I really want you to go because we're going to find out what we're going to have. If it's going to be a child or a lizard, possibly a monkey. So I said, well, okay, I'll go with you. And so that night before, I wrote down a whole page of questions. Because I need to see the big picture. And I didn't tell her. I had it folded up in my pocket. We went in, and the doctor came in and said, well, you want to know what your baby is? I said, yeah, it's a baby. You sure? I mean, it's a child, right? Yeah. And so I pulled this paper out of my pocket and I said, I got some questions for you, doctor. And I could see out the corner of my eye. And I started off. And she finally said, and the doctor was so gracious, she answered every question. And they were legitimate questions. I need to know the big picture here. Because, we had this, was going to be it was having. We'd already had two, and she'd already tried to have them about halfway through the birth, child, the 9 months or whatever. And the doctor said, well, the good news is you're having a girl. Oh man, there goes my 3 sons staring. And the bad news is this is going to be the last one you're probably going to be able to have, man. There goes my basketball team, my band, my minor. Man. I said, because you're having trouble every time. And so you went to bed, about the 3rd month with Abby, wasn't it? 16 weeks? And the doctor said, you're going to have to go to bed. That's bad news. Stay off your feet. I said, well, who's going to do all the housework? Who's going to do my laundry? Who's going to mow the lawn, for goodness sake? No, I said, but I may have said about the laundry, just joking. The doctor didn't. She would think it would be funny. And I said, well, what do you mean she's going to be off her feet? And now, remember, God's in control. God knows what I was thinking. God knows what she was thinking. And I said, doctor said you can go to the bathroom and back to bed. I said, whoa, you're serious, huh? She said, I'm real serious. She said, if you want to take this baby to somewhat of a full term, you're going to have to stay off your feet. So we went home, and I can't remember really much discussion in the car. Oh, man, why? That's going to stink. I'm not afraid of housework. I'm not afraid of, and fellas, when you do the laundry, you wash it, you dry it, you fold it, you hang it up, and put it away. That's how you do laundry. You don't just shovel it from one machine to the other machine. I'm not afraid of that, but I'm in complete control. I have full faith and trust in God. But you know what? I was worried. I knew God was in control, but I was worried. Anything could happen. It was going to be a girl. We were going to go from Eli 3 sons. Well, we were going to get a princess instead. Anyway, she's so spoiled. My goodness.
Amen.
But she, but she's humble. She's humble. But anyways, Melissa said, well, since she introduced class, she said they're going to read their Bible through in 30 days. And so she was in bed. She read her Bible through from cover to cover in 30 days. She reads a little faster than that. After the joke. And then I said, well, I knew God was in control. And then about 6 weeks before the cake was done. 4 or 6? 4. The other 2 were 6 weeks early. She finally said, I think this is Ty's time. I knew God was in complete control that whole time. But man, I'm telling you, every time I came home, how you feeling? What's going on? Anything happened? What's going on? Wait, where are you going? Oh, okay. I mean, she was like she was breakable. I knew, and you know what? And I give you that illustration of this. You know what? You've all went through a situation in your life to where you knew God was in control. But you know what? You had that in the back of your mind. You know what? Is He really, doing, are we really doing this? Is this really the way it's supposed to be? Am I supposed to be scared to death? Am I supposed to be worried about everything, every little thing, But God was in complete control. He said, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't try and figure it out yourself. But, in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path if you put your complete trust in Him. It was tough. But God took care of the situation. And you know what? I may have been with you in a situation. And usually the only time I say, you know what, just realize God is in complete control. God has had to face the situation with someone else, and God took care of it. It's not too difficult. I know right now it might just be, worrying you sick. You may not know what's going to happen. You're thinking of the worst. Don't think of the worst. Think of the best, because God is in complete control. He doesn't want the worst to happen to you. He wants the best to happen to you. He wants the best thing for you and your family. He doesn't want you to stop. He doesn't want you to give up. He doesn't want you to throw in the towel. He wants you to realize that He's got a hold of you, and He'll carry you through the roughest times if you just put your faith and trust in Him. Number 3, teach others to love Him. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Paul was telling Timothy to be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. We need to love God and love one another. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8. Above all things, have fervent charity or love among yourselves. For charity, which is love, shall cover a multitude of sins. When you think about it, I was trying to think who I was talking to. I can't remember who it was, just this last week. We were talking about the kids. And their kids, they're just running them out. She can't control them. And she said, you know what, Pastor? No matter what they do, no matter what happens, I'm always going to love them because I'm their mom. That's right. And these kids aren't that old. They're high school kids. There's 3 of them now. They don't go here. And I said, yeah, you're always going to love them. And then I said, no matter what you do, God's always going to love you. So she doesn't go to church anywhere. I was visiting, trying to get him to come here. And she said, well, I know my kids, one of her kids had been in a juvenile hall, and she was just embarrassed. And some of you may know from Shafter. And she said, you know, I know folks go to church and I just be so embarrassed that my son's a juvenile hall and the other kids are just terrible. I said, you know what? Just come. Let God love you. And hopefully that love will radiate through you to your children. But you know what? I thought of this verse as I had this message, or went over this message during the week. I thought of this verse: love will cover a multitude of sins. And them kids, if they don't, all three of them don't end up in prison, I'll be surprised. But you know what? That mother's love is covering all that because she loves them. She wants them to do right. They're not doing it, but she wants them to. If you love others, you will teach them to the ways of God. You will teach them how to live for God. 100% of the time, not just when it's convenient, but all the time. Not just when we're in church, saying amen, I believe it, hallelujah, whatever you say. Not just when we're in church with a bunch of other church folks, but we'll love God, we'll serve Him 100% of the time. And sometimes it may not be convenient for you. Sometimes you may not want to be the only one in the crowd that's a Christian. Sometimes you may not want to admit to the crowd that you're a Christian. But you know what? I guarantee you this. I've never, ever, ever regretted it. And sometimes when I thought, man, I'm stepping out here, I'm stepping out on a limb, God always took care of it. You may have some say, oh, you're one of those Bible thumpers. Yeah, my grandpa or mom or dad used to be one of the Bible. They're one of those Bible. I've never had a bad experience, to where it was life-threatening. And maybe some people may say some bad things, but you know what? I never regretted it saying, you know what? I love God and I'm living for Jesus and I'm trying to live a Christian life. I never regretted that. I knew if I lived my life 100% of the time, the best I could, that God would take care of me. So many people use God when it's convenient for them, but when it's not convenient, they don't. I was getting my hair cut all over. I'm due for a haircut, by the way, Wednesday. Every 4 weeks, whether I need it or not. I need it. I can't do anything with it. They just want to have a mind of their own. I asked Melissa this morning, I said, how's my hair look? She said, what's that supposed to mean? Well, what are you trying to do? I was trying to go in. I said, man, I put some grease on it, I slicked her way down. Amen. Way down. I said, how's that look? That's not working for you. I said, well, I've been in the bathroom. You may not believe this, but I have. I've been in the bathroom, I've combed it all together. Whew. That don't work for me. I combed it all forward. We had a guy come on church and sign up selling bonds. He combs his hair all the way forward and a little curly cue like a pig here. I've done that. One time I had so much grease in my hair I couldn't hardly push the comb through it. That's not mold. It's not axle grease, people. This is hair grease, okay? Amen. Not like. We went to a conference, Brother Ed, he needed some grease, he didn't have any. I was going back to my hair for him. He needed some grease, and I said, what kind of grease you need, brother? And he said, if we can get some axle grease. All you said is that you have something, because his hair is kind of puffy. Anyways, I'll be in there, I'm trying to get it without the grease. And I'll be in there trying to get it. And this morning she said, it's just not working. I said, well, do something for me. She said, nothing can be done. She said, I can't help you. And then, what really hurts or really cuts me is when I'll go Wednesday at 3 o'clock. And I'll get my hair cut, and they won't even notice. I'll say, I got my hair today. Oh, Dad, looks like it always does. What? They cut off a whole half inch. They have maybe a quarter, but they cut it. And I said, come on now. Come on. Problems come. I didn't know how I got off on that, so I lost my cool idea. That's a long lot of people, I'm sorry. Living for of God will help you to avoid those so-called accidents that we find ourselves in. Problems come when Satan creeps in.
Right.
When Satan creeps in. Stay close to God and your heart and keep your heart close to God so the devil doesn't get able to get in and attack you.
Right. Amen.
I don't understand sometimes people. Oh, I know where I was going with. I was at the barber shop, I was telling you that. And when I got to the barber shop, the fellow that cuts my hair, he's a Christian. Everybody in the barber shop is Christian. No matter how they're talking, no matter what they're talking about, everybody's a Christian. And I went in there last week, last time I got a haircut, and this lady brought in this German chocolate cake. And it must have weighed. They handed it to me and said, Pastor, God, this is all made. Now, I have a box from scratch, I guess. And I think it was heavy, like one of those carrot cakes. I haven't one in a while. Anyway. It was real heavy. And they said, and so I went, it was my turn to get in the chair, and they said, and so this lady that brought it in, she started telling us a story. It was going down, it was going south real quick. And Austin, what's the big guy's name? Dave. Dave? He said, oh, by the way, this is Pastor Gary Long from the Shaftersville Baptist Church. And I said, oh, go ahead. And she looked at me and her face turned red. I said, go ahead, just finish the story. And I didn't say it. I said, what was you saying? And she said, oh, that's okay. That's all right. She said, you know, we go to church. And I said, that's great. I was sitting in the chair and said, yeah, we go to that church over there on Fruitvale. I said, oh, the Mormon church? She said, no. It's a Catholic church. She's talking about the Baptist church over there. It's a Catholic church. I said, oh yeah. I said, oh yeah, who's the priest over there? Oh, I can't remember. They just got a new one. And I was digging the hole. I mean, she'd already dug the hole. I was just throwing dirt on her. And I'm sitting in the chair. Finally, her husband says, honey, we better go. You don't want to bug these guys when they're trying to cut the pastor's hair. This is one guy. I didn't get from the chair. And so they walked out, and Nate, the guy who cuts my hair, he started laughing. He was cracking up. He had to stop. He said, I like how you work that. He said, I don't think I'd ever have the guts to do that. I said, I love people like that. I bet you she hasn't been in church ever. I bet she don't even know it. I said, you know the church she's talking about? He started laughing. He said, yeah, she's talking about Valley Baptist. I said, yeah, that's that big Catholic church over there. He said, yeah. He was just dying laughing. And Dave walked over and said, Pastor, I said, hey, brother, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. I said, you know, people are going to be people. And he said, you want a piece of cake? I said, no, it's okay. You guys, yeah, she brought that for you guys. You could have it. Oh, I didn't say that. Said, Coach, you know, I told him, I said, you know what, fellas, people are going to be people. You can't control people. I said, but you know what you can do? You can love them. You can witness to them. And you know, let them know about Jesus. Well, last thing tonight is thank God for all He's done for you.
Amen.
Thank God for all He's done for me. I got my wife. We did the paint deal. We went out Thursday night. Mom took us a Hungry Hunter. I ate so Brother Sanchez had to roll me out to the car. And we were sitting there next to me. Well, we ate, brother, didn't we? We ate. At Hungry Hunter, we ate. Right? You know, you were there, Brother Dunham. Jeff was there. Yeah, we ate, and I ate too much. Then I had to have dessert. You know, I should have done that. I paid for a bad night. Anyways, then Friday night, when Melissa got off the bird, we were going to go do some painting. We went and did some painting. I didn't think I'd really like it. I thought it was going to be kind of corny, but it turned out I had a good time. We're members now of the group. So we got to go back to the place work. And then I told my wife, before we went to paint, I told her at work, I said, Thursday, I said, I got your gift. Mom, stop that. It's not funny. car. And she said, what did you bring in? I didn't want to bring it. I was kind of embarrassed bringing it into work. And she promised she wouldn't take it. So anyways, but she got in the car and she said, what's this? I said, that is your last present. Go before we met. She picked it up and she said, oh my goodness. And I looked at it. Dad, is that you? I said, yeah, it's me. I don't look that much different. My hair's a little bit thinner. She said, but you look old now. You don't look old. And I said, but Melissa said, that's the man I fell in love with. And I said, yeah, where did he go? I said, man, if I could have anything in this life, I wish I still had that nice hair. And listen, you know what Melissa said? She says, well, hon, if you look serious about it, we can go there. I'm not that serious about it. You know, it ain't that big a deal. But man, I'm telling you. Woo. But man, she looked at those pictures and she said, well, you should have brought them to work. I said, no, because they're going to look at you and they're going to say, what happened? Just like my daughter did. What happened, man? You're so old now. Oh, none of us deserve to go to heaven. But by God's grace, we're going to make it there. You know, if it wasn't for the grace of God, we would all be in serious trouble. I'll never be able to thank God enough for all that He's done for me and my family. He takes good care of us. I'll have eternity one day to triumph in for all eternity. When I step out of this life into the next, I'll be praising Him for all forever. Thanking Him. He's the only one worthy of praise. The Bible says in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 15, but Him therefore let us offer the sacrifice of praise to God continually. That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to His name. Give thanks always with all supplication. The Bible says in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God. I thank Him for who He is, who He always has been, and who He always will be. Well, in conclusion tonight, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, you all know it. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and not into your own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge Him, He shall bring it to pass. All He wants is your faith. Just trust Him. Let me tell you something. He's never, ever going to let you down. He's going to take care of you. No matter what you have to face, no matter what you go through, no matter what's going on in your life, you trust Him to take care of you. Let's stand together.